Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Final Boss Podcast, Tuesday night edition, episode number 60. I am the Final Boss, and he is the Sensei, Big Mike. Welcome, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. To all our fans and followers and supporters all over the world, thank you for the continued support. To my smarts, please continue to like, share, and subscribe the channel, the information, the social media, everything across the board. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, StreamYard, TikTok, and Spotify. We're trying to get on Apple. That's been an arduous task, but it's coming along. It's coming. So look out for Apple Podcast coming soon. Man, we got a great show tonight. We're gonna go back to our roots of how we got started and talk about survival. And we're gonna be talking about survival, which pretty much how we started. We had an episode in the first season where we were talking about bug out bags and bug in bags. We're going to reiterate some of those concepts and bring forward to tonight's episode, bug in, bug out, what to do in case of an apocalypse. Listen, but before we get into that, and before I get into the brass tacks, go get some merch. The Final Boss Pack podcast is a movement. Listen, my birthday's coming up. I'm having a sale. Go get some merch. The website is www.thefinalbosspodcast.com. One word. We got hats, we got sweatshirts, we got hoodies, we got t-shirts, we got polos. We got dog tags. We have all types of things that support the Final Boss movement. Please go get those and support us. We greatly appreciate your support. So tonight's episode 60, brass tacks. Brass tacks tonight is coming from Charles Darwin. Charles Darwin. Tonight's brass tacks. It is not the strongest of the species that survives, nor the most intelligent that survives. It is the one that is most adaptable to change.
Las cucaracha.
Yes, sir. That's the brass tacks for tonight, coming from Charles Darwin. Hey, man, listen. We get ready to get into it, and you know, it's great. It's always a pleasure. It's great to be here, especially when I have the sensei on, man. We talk about the most difficult of conversations and discussions, and tonight is no different. So it's fascinating, but let's be real. Let's be real. Tonight's conversation is a little terrifying. Disaster preparedness, and we're talking about the what ifs, the worst case scenarios, the stuff that keeps you up at night. I know it keeps me up at night because I think about it all the time. And who better to help me navigate through this than the sensei? So with that being said, the floor is all yours, sir.
Well, I'm a little running dark today because of where I'm sitting at, because I'm out and about. But so I don't have the cool effect. But so we'll just get it going. So
okay,
we talk about, and you watch in the movies and you hear all the big apocalypse, and you know, you say, okay, well, what does that mean in real terms? Because it comes down to not what's fantasy, but what's reality.
Mm-hmm.
And the actual threats, the things that truly happen. And I'm not talking about the lights go out for 2 hours. I'm talking about days, weeks, months. Now we're talking true disaster. Ask the folks over in North Carolina who had a flood come by and hit them.
Right.
Ask them about, are you ready for that? Were you ready for that? Were you prepared before it happened to you? Because here's the deal. The bottom line comes to this. You must prepare for everything in advance. We used to say in the Army, it is worth a gallon of sweat in peacetime to avoid shedding an ounce of blood in war.
Right. Better to have than not to.
Okay? You shed a gallon of sweat in peacetime. Am I cutting off? Sorry.
Yeah, yes.
It is worth a gallon of sweat in peacetime to shed,
right,
versus an ounce of blood in war. So be ready, which means no matter what happens, you need to be working all the time at this, because if you don't practice a skill, you don't have the skill. Look, if you shoot weapons, that's great, but if you don't shoot weapons every 30 days, you lose the skill. And when the skill's gone, what does it take to get it back? So we're talking things like the big stuff, natural disasters, hurricanes, floods, tornadoes. A tornado comes through your town and tears your house up. Yo,
your sound is going in and out.
Oh, let me try something. Okay, I'm gonna make an attempt here. So, all right, give me a moment.
All right, no problem.
My connection might not be as strong as it should be.
Okay,
so I'm coming right back to you. Hang on, I'm gonna give it a shot. Let's see. 4, 5. Am I better now?
Yes, sir.
Is this better?
Yes, that's perfect.
Am I better with 1, 2, 3, 4? Am I better?
Better.
5. Better. All right.
Better. Yeah.
I had to change my connection. Sorry about that. I'm not in the home front with my gig by gig. Oh, I hear you perfect. I'm not in my home front where I have my gig by gig connection where that I'm smoking it. So, I'm sitting out on the road, and when I'm on the road, things are a little different.
Right.
So, and that's a perfect example of what happens when you lose connectivity, right? You lose connectivity in today's world, it seems like it's a disaster. So we have to look at what's happening here. Are you prepared for something that happens that's going to last more than a couple days?
Right.
And I don't care where you live in the world, you better be prepared for that. And so once you start to think about that, okay, this is what I should have for that event. Now, there's resources available for everyone to understand and know what they should have. But the resources are checklists. So you need to make a checklist, have a spreadsheet. You have what's a bug out bag. That's if your house catches fire and you have to leave your house. That's a bug out bag situation.
Right.
Okay? You got to leave. You got to go somewhere else. So you better take with you certain things. Then there's a bug in situation where you're going to be hunkered down at home. And a perfect example that occurred in our lifetime that we understand that during COVID, we were hunkered down in our homes for how long before we were even ready to go out in the world?
Right.
So you have to have bug out capability, but you better also have bug in capability. And so you start making checklists, and I'm telling you, the checklists are your lifeblood when it comes to this stuff, because you don't forget anything when it's on the list. So if you have to bug out, number one, how much can you carry? How big can your bag be? My bag can be 70 pounds. Your bag might be able to be 30 pounds. I can carry twice the amount of stuff with me than you. So my bug out bag looks way different than yours.
Right.
My bug out bag is going to have a lot more ammunition in it than yours is.
Absolutely.
Because if you have to go somewhere else, what's the problem? How do you get there? You think if things are going really bad and you have to go somewhere, you're going to get there safely with just like a normal commute?
Right.
No, there's going to be people on the way to take what you have. So you better be prepared to defend the tiny little bit you can carry with you,
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be gone. And guess what's going to be gone with it? Your life is going to be gone
Your
with
life.
it.
Absolutely.
So you better understand that part of the process is to not only have a bug out bag if you have to leave your home, but when the disaster happens, it's too late.
Mm-hmm.
You need to be bugging out a day or two before it happens so that you can bug in your bug out location.
Right.
So let's say that we know that a flood is going to come, or we know that big hurricanes are coming, and you say, I'm going to hunker down and ride it out. You operate a whole different way than if you said, I have a place that's in high ground, I'm going to the high ground.
Mm-hmm.
Totally different mentality.
Right.
If you have the resources to have a bug out place, that place would be away from where you live and have all the resources there you need to ride out the storm.
Mm-hmm.
But you just have to get there.
Correct.
Don't wait until it's too late. Don't wait until the tornado's right at your doorstep to be leaving. If you're going to leave, leave in advance. Leave early, leave quickly. If you're going to ride it out, you better have prepared to ride it out. What's your number one thing you must have in any bad situation? The only thing that makes humans stay alive in the short term, midterm, the one thing you must have is you must have potable, drinkable water.
Water. Mm-hmm.
I don't care what else you have. That is your number one in the world is water.
Absolutely.
So in your bug out bag, you better have water purification devices, which they sell them in Walmart, for God's sake.
Right.
Some water purification straws, and then they have the next larger ones, which are handheld pumps, and then you have larger than that. You see what's happening, right? Depending on how long you're going to be, how big does your water purification have to be?
Right.
And if I'm going to a bug out location, I'm hoping and praying that you're on well water. You see, you don't want to be on city water when things go bad. They're going to shut the water off.
Right.
Look at what happened during the fires through LA. They shut off the water. So you're thinking, oh, I can defend my property and protect it from a fire. But when you go to turn the faucet on, there's no water. You're screwed.
Right.
So you see what happens? So you have to be prepared for that. So this is why you have things like a pool in your backyard. I've got 20,000 gallons of water sitting outside my house. I can use that water any way I want. 20,000 gallons of my pool.
Right.
I can flush my toilets with it. I can use it to wash dishes and clothes. I can do anything I want with my pool water. That's mine. I also have my own well, so I can pump my own water by turning it on my generator. I have the ability of self-sustaining. I would never bug out. I will only bug in. Bug in is different because it is my position that I'm at, is my home defensible? Can I protect my home? And you say, well, what do you mean? Why do I have to protect my home? We've got law enforcement. We've got police. No, you don't.
No, you don't.
When things are bad, you're worried about, think about a hurricane. And think about what happened in Louisiana and Florida and all these places that get subject to hurricanes. What happens? There's no power, no clean water. And what's the biggest thing that happens? Looting. So I'm in my home, hunkered down, and people come to try to loot my home and steal what I have. I must be able to defend what I have.
Absolutely.
This is huge. This is not a small thing. So you must know, I have to know that I have two kinds of bugs, bug in and bug out. If I'm bugging out, I'm going somewhere else. It better have everything I need already there. And my biggest thing is get there.
Now, Mike, you just brought up a valid point that I want to touch on real quick. You talked about something in reference to what I like to call the human element.
Oh.
The human element is the real wild card, right? Along with that, when a situation, a catastrophic situation may arise, such as the power grid going down or a 0-day attack, panic, misinformation, people fighting over the last can of whatever. Let's say
The
beans.
water at
Yeah.
Walmart. When you go to buy
Yeah.
water at Walmart, and it's all gone.
Right. Question.
Toilet paper, for God's sake.
Right. Exactly. Question for you. How do we even prepare for the psychological side of a major disaster?
All right. The way you prepare for the psychological side is you have to already have in advance had your game plan in play and practice. It's practice. If I practice something 10,000 times, it's muscle memory.
Absolutely.
So if I know this situation occurs, I'm bugging out. If the next situation occurs, I'm bugging in. So the way you deal with the psychological part of it is you understand that I'm going to, when I bug in, I have key people. I can't bug in alone.
Exactly.
I can't stay awake 24/7.
Correct.
So I have to have a team or a pod. It's called a pod. A pod is 5. I have to have a team that when things start to go weird, their job is to get to me.
Right.
I am the bug in location. This is where somebody else bugs out to. They've got to get to me. If they can get to me, then we together can bug in as a group. So I know as a bug in location, I have to have more resources for more people than just me.
Right.
I have to have enough to have 10 people in my house for 10 days, 100 days. I got to be ready for all of that. The way that I can do that is I make lists and follow the lists.
Okay.
If I can't be the bug in place, the next bug in place must have the same resources so that 10 of us can get there and survive for 6 months. So, and you got to think, how long is it going to take?
Yeah.
Psychological part comes in when you're not ready.
Right.
If I'm ready and it happens, I'm in my mode.
You already have the mental preparedness in place.
When we had 9/11 happen, I was at work, working in the corporate world. We were on the 6th floor, and 9/11 happened. I was at work, and I was so calm. And everyone looking around me is going, "Why are you so calm?" And I said, "Because my entire life I've been preparing for this moment."
Right.
So I know whatever happens, I'm ready. I practice every situation that can happen. So therefore, I'm ready. I've prepared my whole life for this. So I'm like excited, not scared. This is how you deal with the psychological part.
Right.
Train and prepare for what's going to come, and you're never caught off guard.
Train.
We teach it in the military.
All
you do is train. Look, I can't do it alone. I have to have a team of people. I can't just be a hermit because you're going to come and take all my shit.
Right.
I have to adapt and overcome. Right. I need to have other stuff. I got to level up. I got to get better than where I am right now.
Right.
So you look at what's the pros and cons.
Well, before you mention that, I was going to ask you something before you mention that, man. You bringing up a lot of critical points tonight. And listen, smarts, please take notes. This is the episode where you need to be taking notes because you're not prepared. And I know you're not prepared. So you need to take notes and have follow through and accountability on this particular subject matter right here. And it doesn't matter how many times you go back and watch it. This is for you. I'm prepared. SENSEI is prepared. Trust me. And we capable of defending our castles. We're prepared. We want to get you prepared. So with that being said, this particular bug in, bug out strategy has those are the two main strategies. Bug in, bug out.
House. What are you gonna do? Just walk outside and just get me?
Right. So your opinion, what are the pros and cons of each?
Okay. Here's the deal. It depends on where you are. So you have to look, where am I at right now?
Right.
Am I in a very populous area already, or am I in a place that's less populated? Less populated is better for you. more populated becomes difficult because the resources are scarcer over that many people. The stores don't keep enough stuff to keep people going for weeks and months. They run out in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So you don't need to be going and running with everybody else to go get the last bottle of water. You have already had bottles of water at home.
Already it's set up. Yep.
Already set up. So preparation is everything. So now don't get me wrong. If you're going to go out in that world and go try and gather those resources that everybody else is, you can act like the rest of the sheep if you want to. But then you look like a sheep, which sometimes that has its own benefits. But now we're getting into subtleties that don't really matter in this conversation. The pros of bugging out. I already have a location. Somebody else has already done the bug in. Don't bug out to an empty cabin in the mountains. That's what everybody sees in the movies. Don't do that. That's stupid. Because 100 other people are going to go to that same cabin and take it before you even get there. Bug out to a location that someone else has already created as a bug in, and they know you're coming. You become now part of their pod. They're expecting you. You show up, you get fed and watered, and you now go on guard duty.
It's business time.
But this is what happens. When you bug out, you better have escape routes. You better have different routes. How am I going to get there? Am I walking, driving, bicycle? What am I doing? How am I going to get where I go? What can I carry? I can carry a lot in my car that I can't carry when I was on my back. So you have to think, do I have a long-term bug out location I try to get to, and I have a short-term 1 or 2 hops to get there? Now we're talking some planning and strategy.
Absolutely.
But you're better off being, if you live on the lowlands, which is close to the water, and I'm not talking just about the apocalypse, I'm talking about natural disasters, okay?
Yeah.
So it's not just the apocalypse horror movies. It is the natural disasters. I've got floods that are coming. We had rain that hit us for 12 inches of water in one day. Oh my God, the flooding that creates. How do you get from place to place? Not that everybody else is trying to do the same thing. You should have left 2 days ago.
Correct.
Don't wait to the last minute. If you wait to the last minute, just bug in and call it good.
Absolutely.
Take your chances.
Absolutely.
Already have in advance sandbags, water pumps. Fires come through your area. What should you have? A water source and a pump that I can pump a sprinkler on my roof. What's that do for you? You say, well, what? That doesn't mean anything. Because it keeps the fire from burning your house down. When everybody around you is burned out and you're not, why is that? Because I had a sprinkler on my roof, all the day long. And I had a pool of 20,000 gallons of water. My little pump was sitting there and my generator was running my pump. And guess what? My house stayed wet and I didn't burn out.
You were ready.
You were ready because you prepared for the problem. Planning is everything. You're going to leave, know how you're going to leave. What can I carry?
Absolutely.
You should have your bug out bag in stages 1, 2, and 3. 1 is on my back only. 2 is when I can carry something with like a small car or a motorcycle. Number 3 is I have a pickup truck and a trailer. That's different kinds of bug outs, right?
Right.
And different resources you take. But don't wait until it's too late to bug out if you're going to bug out. Pack smart. Speed, efficiency. How fast can I go?
Absolutely.
And there's plenty of resources out there to find out what do you put in a bug out bag. I need food. Okay, everybody needs food. What's your number 1, no matter what?
Right.
Water. But what's actually, believe it or not, what becomes number 2 really fast if you're bugging out? Fuel. How far can I get? How far do I have to go?
Right.
I don't want to bug out to a 300-mile trip. That takes more fuel than I can carry on me.
Absolutely.
And you think you're going to make 300 miles without being stopped and somebody shooting you and taking your shit?
Yeah.
Think about that.
You have that point. Yep.
Right? So it's pretty intense when it comes to bugging out. You're actually, in majority of people, you're actually better off bugging in.
Right. I agree.
This is where it comes down to community. You need to know your neighbors.
Right.
Because do you want your neighbor to say, I don't like you and I'm just going to kill you and take your shit? Or do you want your neighbor to say, hey, you and I are going to watch the door and make sure that nobody gets to our two houses? I protect your family, you protect mine.
Absolutely.
You see the difference? So
Yep.
that means not only do you have to have materials, food, purification, tools, backup power, all of that required, which is huge resources available to tell you what you need for bugging in and bugging out.
Yep. Good human resource. Absolutely.
But that's not, it's not just that, it's your skill set.
Oh, yeah, definitely your skill set. Yeah.
So, do you know basic first aid? You have the tools for basic first aid. Because a cut can kill you when things get bad.
Absolutely. And before you just touched on something that I wanted to add on before you finish that statement. This statement is going out, and I hate to single a particular group out, but we have to do that because this is about critical discussions and conversations that are difficult. Single ladies, hear me out. Single ladies, if you don't have a firearm, you need to start that process immediately. Start working on getting whatever your state allows you to have, your hand qualification license or whatever procedure you need to go through to purchase a firearm. You
and then
need
get how to use it.
Yes, I was going to get to that point. You need to be taking classes on how to use it. And then once you're proficient in using it, you need to practice loading and unloading a firearm. That is a particular skill set. You need to understand how long and how fast that takes. That is a process. And if you're not proficient in it, you can lose your life. You may have a firearm, but if you're not proficient in loading and unloading and knowing what you're doing, it could cost you your life.
If I got a pistol with 10 rounds and my 10 rounds are gone, I better know how to get another 10 rounds in that weapon pretty fast.
Absolutely.
And if I don't have enough magazines with enough rounds already preloaded, I got to stop and pull out of my box and one round at a time. And I'm nervous. Man, you better be good at this.
You better be good. You better be good at it. So, and on top of that, when there's a societal collapse, all morals and values go out the window.
Nobody protects women anymore.
Listen to what I'm saying. And we said in the beginning, this is going to scare you. This is some scary stuff that we're talking about. Societal collapse, all morals and values will go out the window. There will be no police, no military, anybody protect you. All you have is yourself. Trust me when I tell you this. So, moving on. So, we were just talking about bugging out and the difference. So, bugging out means having a plan, having escape routes, having
a place to go to. You better have a place to go to.
Right.
It has resources, people, everything you need. You might show up with bullet holes in you, and somebody has to be able to take the bullets out of you and put you back together. So you're going to have a place you go to that has medical resources also. So you think about it as, if I'm bugging out, I can't just go to a cabin in the woods, because when I get there, nobody can take the bullet out of me when I got shot getting there.
Right. So let's talk about gear. Yeah. What's the difference? Let's talk about bug out bags versus bug in bags. What's the difference? What are the must-haves?
In bug out bag, it is what can I carry on me, which means you need to have a bag you create, you load it, and guess what you need to do? You need to go for a walk. You need to go for a walk for 5 miles with that bag on your back. Can you do 5 miles with that bag on your back, or do you quit at 2 miles? If you quit at 2 miles, you know right now I can't carry that kind of weight for that kind of distance.
Right.
Okay? All right. So you need to load your bag and go for a walk, because if you're bugging out, your car is not going to be reliable.
True.
So you better be able to walk miles with your gear.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you know that you can walk miles with gear? You test walking miles with gear.
With the gear, yeah.
You practice it. Then I know I can do this. If things get bad and I've never tested myself, and I got 70 pounds in my bag, my huge bag where there's everything I could ever need in it, and I'm gonna bug out. I put that bag on my back, and 10 steps later, I'm like, oh shit. Now, am I ready for this? I have not prepared.
Right.
I have not gotten my shit together, and I don't even know my own physical limits.
Correct.
So that's why I said I'm the age now with the old gray hair and the beard. Guess where I'm doing? You think I'm bugging out and running? Oh shit! I am bugging in.
What's your T-shirt? It says the old man. What's your T-shirt?
Don't let the old man in.
Yeah, don't let the old man in. I love that T-shirt.
That T-shirt's amazing.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what that means, research that, and it will make you catch your breath with the power of that single statement of "Don't let the old man in."
Right.
So with me, I'm an old man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not running anymore. So I don't have a bug out bag. I have a bug in situation. I am prepared with many layers and levels to bug in.
Right.
If you think you can take 5 people and come to my house to take what I have, you have 10 people less than what you need to get what I got. That's all I'm saying.
Right. Right.
Save your soul, because you're going to meet him really soon if you come up on my ass. Okay. Yeah. And I'm talking, it don't take a lot. Shit. No. My wife has a judge, and the judge is a judge, jury, and executioner. Okay.
Absolutely. Beautiful. Beautiful. So
we don't play.
Yeah.
And I tell people, I've had people ask me, Mike, what happens if things get really bad? I want to come to your house. And I said, if you can make it from where you are to me, well, I'm going to let you in.
Right.
Because you're a survival. You're a cockroach to make it to me.
Absolutely.
From that kind of distance, God save your soul.
So, great point. So we just talked about the gear. Let's go beyond the gear. You just mentioned people coming to you. What skills do people need to be brushing up on for this type of situation?
Okay. So to brush up on, okay. Number 1, you better have your tactical skills at least proficient enough that you're not a liability.
Correct.
So you need to understand, I don't care if you know my weapons, but you better know yours. And if you show up at my house with no weapons, I'm going to look at you and be like, what's your problem? Do you not know how to defend yourself? I don't care if you have a baseball bat and that's your weapon. Good enough. Do you know how to use that baseball bat? Praise God. Because you know how to use your baseball bat, okay?
Right.
But if you show up at my house with nothing and all you are is a leech, you're going to lay at the end of my driveway as a lesson to everybody else that says, don't care. Because you have to have something to contribute. If you can contribute medical knowledge,
right,
food processing and water purification knowledge, building knowledge. How do I build a defensible position? Do I know how to use tools? Do I do mechanical knowledge? You have to have something that contributes. If you don't contribute to the cause, you are a drain. And no one is going to let you into their pod in their bug out or their bug in location if you can't bring something to the table. And you might come there with a shirt on your back. But if you got skills, you're allowed in. You're allowed in because you have skills. Shit, you can come to my house, and if you're a drone operator, hallelujah, I'm letting you in.
Drone operator right here.
I'm letting drone operator. Why is that? Because a drone operator is my defensive perimeter expanded.
Absolutely.
See, I'm looking for skill sets. People that can bring something to the table. If you can't bring anything to the table, you have no value. If you have no value, you are a drain. I'm not going to protect you when things get bad.
Absolutely.
And you can say that, well, I'm your family. I'm saying, no, you're my relative. My family is who I choose in my heart and my soul. There's a big big difference between family and relatives, okay? Relatives,
Absolutely.
we may even have the same DNA, but guess what? You're not my family. You can choose your family. You cannot choose your relatives. Remember that. And when you choose your family, those are the people you will die for and you will kill for. You know what? I am not all that. I want to die. I'll die for you. No. I'm not going to die for you. I'm going to bury bodies for you.
Mm-hmm.
See, in the mentality,
Absolutely.
I'm a warrior. I'm not going
Mm-hmm.
to die for what? Nothing.
Right.
But I will kill for you. That's my family. Now, in knowing that mentality, when you want to bug out, you better have a place that you can bug into that will accept you. Don't
Right.
show up on the doorstep saying, I don't know how to do anything, but I'm going to eat all your food.
Right.
You think someone's going to let you in just because they like you?
Oh, no.
Because
Hell
what
no.
occurs is when things get bad, the entire perspective of the mentality changes.
Absolutely.
Instead of being in the hierarchy of thinking, instead of being up here, we become very close to down here.
Mm-hmm.
Survival is number one. Can you contribute to my survival? If you can, you're allowed in. If you cannot, you're not allowed in.
Speaking of contributing, let's pivot.
Pivoting.
But we have something to do. It's about contributions, but it's bartering.
Oh God, yes.
Yeah, trading without money.
How do you
we
get from one place
that
to another with no cash on your hands?
Right.
Bartering is going to be the tool that matters, because when money is all digital, which that's coming,
right?
How do you create a transaction with somebody else that says, I have this, I can give you this if you give me something else? That's bartering. So you cannot barter with a block of gold. It's too valuable.
Right.
I can't barter a block of gold for some eggs. Oh my God, no. But I can barter a little tiny dime that says I'm 99% silver and I'm a little dime, and I'll trade with that dime for a couple of eggs. Right. But I can't take a bar of gold and trade. So you have to something of value. I will tell you, what is the most valuable thing when things get bad to trade? I'm going to say it straight up. Straight up. It isn't gold, it isn't silver.
Ammunition.
It is ammunition. Because everybody can have guns, but if you got no bullets, they're useless.
Absolutely.
So if you're a person who thinks that you need to be able to barter, the number one thing you should have in your possession, and I'm not talking it's very difficult to get. I'm talking about every tiny, it's called a brick. You can put 2 bricks and a half in a little tiny box you can carry. That's 1,500 rounds of 22 ammunition. Okay? You need to have, number one, 22 bullets, because they come in little tiny boxes, and I can trade a box of bullets for some eggs.
Right.
22, you need to look at your calibers. Number one caliber, 22. Hands down. Number 2, the most popular, 9mm.
9mm. Yep.
After that, you can branch. You can go either pistol, which you go 45.
Or shotgun.
Or you go shotgun. And then after that, you go into rifle rounds. And the 2 rifle rounds you need, 3 rifle rounds you need. Number 1, 5.56.
5.56.
The next one is called 7.62. There's 2 kinds. One is NATO, which is your
339. Yep.
That's for your local weapons. And then your Russian weapons or Kalashnikov weapons are on the 7.62 39.
Yeah.
So you have the different rounds. So number 1, 22s. Number 2, 9mm. After that, branch into your shotgun next.
Right.
Your shotgun, and I'm talking birdshot.
Yeah.
If you do shotgun rounds, that's 2 rounds you get, period. One is a slug, and the second one is double-op puck.
Absolutely.
So those are your rounds that matter, because in bad things, I can take a 12-gauge shotgun and clear the entire area in front of me in moments.
Right.
Okay? So a 12-gauge, 9mm, 22.
Right.
After that, rifle rounds for longer distance. But short term, up close and personal, 22 per volume. Okay? 9 mil for everybody has 9 mil. They got pistols.
Everybody has a 9
Everybody has
mil.
9 mil. And then the next one, 12 gauge shotgun.
Yep.
You should, on your person, if you have any kind of barter thing in your mind, you should have a minimum. I'm talking minimum. I'm not talking convenience. I'm talking bare minimum. You should have 5,000 rounds, which is 10 bricks of 22. 5,000 rounds of 22. You should have 2,000 rounds of 9 millimeter. You should have 1,000 rounds of 12 gauge slug and 1,000 rounds of 12 gauge double up buck. After that, diversify. But until you have that, you don't have enough to be able to trade with, because you have to have enough for you and somebody else.
Right.
I want eggs. You know what? Let's talk about eggs for a second. Okay. You realize you can store eggs for a year and a half? 1.5 years. You can go online to Amazon and buy some. Look up egg lime.
Oh, yeah?
It's a tiny little powder. You mix in some water. You get the gallon jug. You fill it full of eggs. You mix your water and lime. You put it in there, and guess what? Your eggs can last 18 months at room temperature.
Wow, that's incredible.
Months. You don't need to go to the store and buy fresh eggs all the time. Shit, you can create your own.
Man, listen, I'm a smart tonight because I didn't know that. And that's great information. Thank you, Sensei. I will be taking my notes and looking into that. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
You get some gallon jugs. You can get gallon mason jars. You can put and do an experiment. This is an experiment for you. Don't do it to have 100 eggs on stock. I want you to do 1 gallon jug for you. And I'm not talking about the white eggs you buy in the store. I'm talking about get brown eggs. They're better. Get some brown eggs. Get your mixture. Look it up. Google how to eggs, water, storage, lime. And you mix it up with a percentage. You put the eggs in, and you pour the water over it, seal it. I want you to let it sit for 6 months or more, and then open it up and start using the eggs.
Wow.
Oh, and you only have to use the eggs as they come out of the water. If they're underwater, they're still good.
Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong. When I go to cook an egg right now out of the store, I crack the egg, and the yolk is all in one piece, and then there's the rest of the egg. Okay. Once you store them for long term, it breaks down into an actual just white and yellow comes together. But if I'm making scrambled eggs, do I give a shit?
It doesn't matter.
If I'm cooking with eggs, do I care?
Right.
And the beauty of that is 18 months of egg storage. And guess what? If you don't like that, you go to Walmart and you can buy a bag of dehydrated eggs. You add water to it and you have eggs.
Great information, Mike. Great information.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Because guess what you need to cook? You need to you should have in your in your house 100 pounds of sugar, 100 pounds of flour, you should have 20 pounds of eggs. You should have dehydrated butter. You follow where I'm going with this, right?
Absolutely.
You should have rice, 100 pounds of rice. If you can and I buy the little storage containers that they use for pet food, with the lids on them. I put my stuff in them, and you use it on a regular basis, but you still store it. What happens? I have hundreds of pounds of food that I can create meals out of with no effort. I don't have to go to the store. And it takes no storage space at all. You can put it in a little pantry.
Absolutely. That's super awesome, man. Super awesome.
So if you can do that, you have stuff you can trade with. If I can create at my house loaves of bread, you don't think I can trade those to other people who don't have anything to eat?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You see?
Yep. So
go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, did you finish your point?
I have a person in my pod who can make food out of anything.
Yes, you do.
My queen anything out of nothing. So guess what that is? A valuable resource.
Absolutely.
She can feed hundreds of people with nothing.
Right.
That skill set is so critical. All the skill sets. Let me deal with all the defense, the water gathering, the food gathering, the main big stuff. If you can feed many people up with nothing, your value is here. You are hugely valuable because you can then keep the pod alive.
And drone operator, and I can shoot the wings off a fly. But Let's go on.
I'll tell you what, God bless drone operators. That's all I have to say. And if you don't know what that means, you need to go look that up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So we just talked
God
about
bless the
defense.
drone operator.
We talked about defense. We talked about bothering. Let's talk about situation awareness, de-escalation, and some basic self-defense, basic moves that are essential.
Okay, I'm going to tell you something real simple when it comes to de-escalation. Okay.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Bad guy comes up on me. I don't care what kind of bad guy it is. It doesn't matter. Someone comes upon me and they get like aggressive. So they come in here. Now, most people think you come in calmly to try to get, no, the moment you do this, they follow you up the hill.
Oh, yeah.
If they come in here, you don't come in here. Guess where you should come in at? When they escalate to here, guess where you are? Right. And guess what they're going to do? They're going to back off. Yeah. So when escalation occurs and somebody comes at you, you don't need to come at them calm and quiet. You need to come in there like, holy shit, this SOB is crazier than I could ever imagine to be. And God save my soul if I cross them. Right. Because I'm knucking futs is all I got to say about that. Mm-hmm. You cross that line, I'm going to come at you in ways you could never imagine. God save your soul. And if you think I'm not going to step on you and take you out before you have a chance to even look at me sideways, you're mistaken. So I'm not coming in here. Mm-hmm. Dude, I'm coming in so far above, you're not even going to think about escalation. You're going to be like, oh, I got to go. Right. That's how you de-escalate. Do not come into a situation thinking everything's going to be good. I can calmly talk my way out. No. You talked your way out 10 minutes before it happened. That's that situational awareness. You cannot train enough for situational awareness. Right. And it is a skill that is so difficult and so hard to achieve. It is probably one of the hardest skills to get and one of the easiest skills to lose is situational awareness. Yeah. And I'm not saying, you're paranoid. You might call me paranoid, but guess what? I'm aware of everything. When I walk into any place, I walk into a restaurant, I know where the X's are. 5 seconds that I know every exit. And I evaluate every person in the building to know what's it take for me to take them out. Yep. How do I take them, not just me, but the people with me out of there safely? Right. Every time I go in any public place that I'm already hyper aware of that. And you can say, well, you're just paranoid. You've got problems in your head. No, I would rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. Right. Think about that. I'm in control of me. Absolutely. If I'm a gardener and I go to a war, I'm done. But if I'm a warrior in a garden and the war comes, I'm ready for the war. Absolutely. So you must train. It has to be second nature. You cannot think when something happens. It has to be muscle memory. Absolutely. So you just mentioned a gardener. So a gardener, and then I'm associate that with community. So let's talk about community and preparedness. Community and planning are huge. How do we build resilient communities and prepare for the unexpected? But also learn who your neighbors are, man. Yeah, but we need strong relationships. We need those strong relationships and mutual aid agreements. Absolutely. I better know who my neighbors are. And I need to know your strengths and weaknesses. Absolutely. Because you might be a gardener, but I'm the warrior. I can protect you, gardener, and you feed me. Everybody has a place in the world. You just have to know what your place is and find people to align with who can offset your weaknesses with their strengths, and then vice versa. Your strengths are their weakness. Absolutely. If you can find that, look, it takes only a pot of 5 people to take on an army. That's it. Yeah. Well trained. You got 5 badass mofos, and you got the world by the nuts. Yep. But if you got 5 people that don't know anything and they are not joined together and they don't have a single mission, together, abilities, they're going to be dead in 10 seconds. Yep. I can't stress this enough, Mike.
and you've been mentioning it throughout tonight's episode. Practice, practice, practice. How do we make preparedness a part of our
daily
already crazy everyday lives?
You just have to make the time. Look, I'll make it real simple.
Okay.
When I wake up in the morning, I have a routine that I follow.
Okay.
If I know that I have to be somewhere at a certain time, I roll that number backwards to accommodate my routine. So if I have to be somewhere at 8, I know that I have to wake up at 5. If I know I have to be somewhere at 7, guess what time I'm waking up? 4. Why? I can always accommodate my routine knowing where I have to be. So my routine doesn't have to change. Absolutely. I have certain things that I do every day, like clockwork. And I check them off. They're checked off like you wouldn't believe. Every day, ding, ding. I make my bed. Ding, done. Okay.
Yep.
I have a certain series of events that must occur every day. The routine creates for me muscle memory.
Right.
If I have to be at the airport at 5 o'clock in the morning, what time do you think I'm waking up? I'm waking up at
2. 2 o'clock.
I don't care. Yeah. Oh, 2's too early. No, it isn't, because why? I wake up, I start my routine. By the time 5 o'clock comes around, I'm in like Flynn.
Yeah.
I'm prepared. I'm not waking up at 4:55 going, oh my God, I'm a mess. No. You have to understand the concept. How do you as a person function? And if you can understand you as a person, you need to know that anyway, because if you don't know who you are nothing. You're a leaf in the wind. You must learn who you are. What makes you tick? Dwight, what makes you tick?
Absolutely.
If you personally don't know that, how can I ever be a part of you? You must know who you are, just like I know who I am. I have to know my limits. What can I do? What can I not do? How much work can I do without falling apart?
Right.
Everything that goes along with it, I have to know intimately. Once you know who you are as a person, you can then begin to contribute to something that's bigger than you. But absolutely. You cannot do it if you do not know who you are. And you say, where do I start in this mess? Number 1, center. You have to know, how do you think in bad situations? Are you a run away, freeze, or run towards person? I don't care if you're a runaway person. That's okay.
Yeah.
Know it, prepare for it. If I'm a freeze person, it says if something bad happens, a car catches fire in front of me and I just stop and I can't move, that's okay. Know your limitations.
Absolutely. If
you know who you are, you can contribute to the event no matter what it is. But you must train. I cannot say enough. Prepare, train, make lists, double check your lists, rotate your inventory and stock. Make sure that whatever you have is ready at any time. If I have a bug out bag, I don't let it sit for 10 years. I check my bug out bag on a regular. I unpack it. I repack it. Oh, that's too old. Get rid of that. Put a new one in. You get ready for what's going to happen so that when it happens, it's not a surprise. You don't care, and you follow the check boxes. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, go. 1, 2, 3, stop. You know what you're doing because you've prepared for it 1,000 times in advance. Do not sit there and be so hung up on watching football and NASCAR that you know nothing about what's going on around you.
Correct.
Focus on you and the people you care about. And not just that, I can be totally prepared, but if no one around me is ready, then I suck.
Absolutely.
So I need to also know that I need to get the other people around me to be in the same mindset, and what's called lockstep. Lockstep is when you and I think alike, act alike, and do alike. We are one, not two.
Right.
And if you want a pod around you, you better be in lockstep with your pod. And I say the word pod. Smarts, read my lips. Pod.
P-O-D.
A pod is a group of 5. A group of 5 take on a group of 100 if they're properly readied and prepared. Think about that.
Yeah. Think about that, Smarts. Think about that.
And that's called being effective.
Absolutely. Well, sir, again, thanks for joining us. And to the smarts and those who are now joining us, thank you for joining us on this slightly unsettling, but hopefully helpful and insightful journey into the world of preparedness. Remember, preparedness isn't about fear, it's about empowerment. So, sir, closing out, do you have anything that you would like to continue to convey to the people?
As I've said many, many times, it is better to shed a gallon of sweat in a time of peace than it is to shed an ounce of blood in war. I don't care how hard you have to work during peacetime. Prepare, train, get ready, because if something ever happens, you never want to shed an ounce of blood in war if it can be avoided by training.
Absolutely. And it's not we're at a point where it's not an if, it's a win.
It's a win.
It's a win.
And it's not a zombies come and get us. It can be that you live in an area where a flood, look at North Carolina, for God's sake.
Yeah.
A flood comes in and wipes out the entire community. You better be ready for that. And how do you deal with that?
Yep. Correct.
Hawaii, when the flyers came through, how do you deal with the after effects of that?
Correct.
And it doesn't.
All types of natural disasters.
Tornadoes through Kentucky. Come on. 20 people dead. Let's get real. It doesn't happen to just anywhere. It happens everywhere.
Everywhere. And it happens continuously.
And there's things that happen that are outside of your control.
Absolutely.
So all you can control is how do you respond to what's going to happen when it happens. That's it.
That's it. So before we go, do you have any resources or references that you'd like to drop on the people to assist them in their preparedness?
Shit, for God's sake, the CDC has a zombie apocalypse quote. Follow the goddamn CDC. If you don't do nothing else, go to the damn CDC. Everybody has it. It's out there. It's free knowledge.
It is free knowledge.
Prepare for a zombie apocalypse, and guess what? You're good for anything.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, folks, that is our show for tonight. We would love for you to like, share, subscribe. Oh, you know what? Send us some stars, man. Look, we're not begging, but send stars. Send stars. Like, share, subscribe. Send stars. If you have any questions, any comments, or things that you think are relatable or you would like to be on the show, send us an email at info@thefinalbosspodcast. Also, join the movement. Go get you some merch. We have merch, and the merch store has a lot of products out there. One of the things that I'm proud of is a collaboration with Under Armour. We have one of those Under Armour. It's an Under Armour collaboration with the Final Boss. And thank you. It's made out of that wicked sweat material. Listen, go grab that. But we have a lot of products out there for the Final Boss podcast movement and merch. What else?
Show that you're smart.
Yeah, show that you're smart. Show that you are a smart, because I know
to be a smart.
Absolutely.
Somebody asks you, what's that mean? Then you can tell them.
Yes.
Spread the information. Don't hoard it to yourself. Knowledge is power.
Don't gatekeep. That is correct.
Do not be a damn gatekeeper. Spread knowledge. Knowledge is power. Power is life.
Absolutely. Stay safe. Stay informed. Stay resourceful. Stay balanced. Stay equal. And stay smart. And that's our show for tonight. This is the Final Boss. That is Big Mike, the Sensei. And you just watched episode number 60. Stay tuned, or coming this Thursday, episode number 61 with Nika Hudson. She's a wonderful entrepreneur, and she has a lot of insight on business. She's going to be bringing her business knowledge, which is a plethora of knowledge, to the Final Boss Show. And for my entrepreneurs out there, that is one that you do not want to miss. Very inspiring young lady. She will be here this Thursday, 9 p.m. At all the segments that I've already mentioned. So That's our show. We thank you guys. We love you always. Stay smart, be good, and be good to others. Have a good one.